So there's still 40% accurate.
Could be, yeah. We'll talk.
All right.
Well, it's still in the big bag.
Good morning, Tim John here at Willowcroft Vineyards, and I'm a little bit out of breath. From walking on the slopes of the vineyards out here. You're in for a real treat today because we've been out here harvesting grapes with owner and operator Lou Parker. And this man has an absolute passion for growing grapes and making the best wine possible. So stick with us, you're in for a good ride.
I know the chemistries because I took the samples yesterday.
So to me, I look at them, they look pretty like wonderful grapes. And you're looking inside.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm looking at
of them.
I'm looking at the outsides and the insides. I know what the chemistries are because I took the samples from the vineyard yesterday to know that they were ripe and that the chemistries were perfect. And I'm looking at the outsides, and the outsides look good too. A little bee damage.
Yeah,
the bees have gotten at them a little bit, but other than that, they look good. You can see we have a lot of bees this year. So if you're allergic to bee stings, you got to be careful.
Good to have healthy bees, though.
Yeah.
They make the world go around.
Plenty of healthy bees on these.
Now you use that word must.
Must.
I'm not familiar with that.
Must is a word that means the skins, the seeds, the flesh, and the juice all together. Big globular mass,
Yeah, we
which
can
is
leave
called
these right
must.
here. We'll pick these up. What we'll do is we'll
Ferment all the red wine in must because of the colors in the skins.
raw out.
To extract the skins
okay.
during
Okay, not this,
fermentation.
I'll put
Clone 8 Merlot, and they are very ripe. Got bricks of 22 and a half. And so I'm glad we're getting them today.
Fantastic, or what do you?
This is a good year, but it's on the high end of normal for quantities.
Oh, Lord.
High end of
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Vines.
These vines were planted, I guess, because it's new vineyard, but I think they were probably planted in about 1994, 95.
You know, there's some pretty well-developed vines.
Oh yeah, these are nice little vines. Starting in February, every vine has to be pruned by hand. So Dean's got several thousand vines here. They all have to be pruned by hand, and then they have to be, trellising has to be worked on during the summertime. They're all combed down here. This is a trellis system called Geneva Double Curtain. We call it GDC, where the vines go down instead of up. And but the vines that go up have all got to be tucked into the trellises, and the leaves have to be taken off so the vines get good sunlight. All this by hand. So a lot of people start into it and then find out, oops, it's not for me, right?
And that's not including your spray program that
Yeah,
you got to maintain.
yeah.
The mildew, fungicides, put down.
And the fencing, is that to
Yeah,
deer
deer.
away?
We all started out thinking we didn't need to do it, and then we all put the wire up there that charged it with electricity, and that didn't work. Now we've all gone to full plastic fencing around the vineyards. And even that, the small animals, the raccoons come through.
Oh, yeah.
They gnaw through,
Yeah,
climb over, and they eat a lot of fruit.
Yep. There's a big hole right in the back there.
Yeah,
That they,
the raccoon holes.
I got to fix up this hole.
And every once in a while we have a bear in the vineyard. Too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you get a call in the morning to wrestle a bear out? Or what?
We have had those calls come in from the hail leaf down. There's a bear in your
You get the
vineyard.
bear out.
2 bears in your vineyard at one time.
I have a couple here.
These are the clone ones, the different clone of the Merlot, so it doesn't get ripe quite as quickly. So we usually harvest the clone 8 first, and then next week we'll be into the clone ones, maybe 2 weeks. And the vine, you'll see some of the vines are bright red. And you look through the vineyard and pick them out. Those vines have got a virus called corky bark virus, and we're having trouble stopping it. So there are, things we face in the vineyard that are not easy to solve. So you can see they only affect a scattering of vines,
Right.
but they're there.
And even the term clone, what is that for? Cloning?
Yeah, these are wonderful. Has everybody tasted the grapes?
No.
Oh, yeah, taste the grapes. They're wonderful. Very sweet. The sugars are way up high. The sugars in wine grapes are you know, 22%. These are between 22 and 23% sugar, or dissolved solids, or bricks, we say. And so by comparison, the ripest of apples is like 12. And those Thompson seedless grapes you buy in the grocery store, maybe they get to 15, 16. So a wine grape is characterized by having very high sugars. So try them. They're very sweet. I have the juice for breakfast, but I always cut it with lemon juice because it's too sweet to drink alone. Wow. All right, have at it.
So what does the smell tell you?
Smell tells me whether it's good. If it's got a bad smell, then we know that there's something wrong with it.
I notice sweetness, bitterness.
No, you don't get that from the smell. Just sulfhydryl groups. It's got sulfhydryl groups, we know it.
Mm.
It's young. But it's good.
It tells me steak and cheddar.
Steak and cheddar.
But it's too good to spit out.
It is good. It's a nice one.
Mm. Now this smells immediately to me a little friendlier, like tamer than the stuff out of the barrels.
Of course it is. It's got 4 years of age on it compared to that barrel stuff.
That tasted like it was going to attack me, like it was going to come out fighting in a way.
Yeah, the tannins are much smoother in this.
Mm.
That nicely, very sophisticated. Nice example of the. This is Clone 1 Cabernet Franc.
Drinking copious amounts of wine and talking about tasting, if I remember right.
Yeah, we're talking about dinners. I was saying we do a lot of educational events here for people. We do home winemaker seminars. We do tastings of wines from around the world, so people get a chance to taste the wines from places other than Willowcroft.
So the man has the courage to compare wines with...
Of course. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, we're all learning about wines.
There is no competition.
When you're as small as we are in a huge market, it's all learning for everybody.
I keep seeing a large component of humility in this man. And if you see him in act, and you're going to see it on the slopes out there, you know what you're doing. It's evident, just watching.
Well, I'm glad you feel that.
I mean, you weren't wasting a second out there.
Yeah.
Every millisecond is focused on some specific task, whether it's picking or deciding when something is ready or seeing something we don't want to pick or directing traffic.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Sure sign of a personality flaw.